think we are live now.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Good morning.
Back at it again. Good morning. Um, yeah, we have our work cut out for us.
Yes, we do. Um, I had a discussion with a colleague of mine, one of the members of the board of trustees of the charity.
Hmm.
First of all, to our viewers, past and present, live or after recording, welcome to Nomads of Code. Me, Thomas,
Max.
and we are devoting our time to something that we call open learning, which is
Hmm.
a variant of open source, but well, it's kind of interesting concept the way I see it. We try to learn stuff and do stuff in the open uh, to inspire others to do the same, and to step out of their comfort zone and do some stuff they've never done before
Yep.
in order to grow. And in our case, we're very passionate about programming, and so we want to learn more about programming. But I would argue that it doesn't matter what you do, what you love. I think you should share with others what you do and how you evolve in your respective fields, and that's kind of what we do. Is that a good characteristic?
That's an excellent summary. It makes me think about this letter from Kurt Vonnegut, the American author, rest in peace, who was written a letter. Somebody wrote him a letter from some high school students, and he responded to all of them. And he wrote to the teacher, and he said this paragraph. I had to look it up because I don't have it memorized, but it's like, um, what I have to say to you, moreover, would not take long, to wit. Practice any art, music, singing, dancing, acting, drawing, painting, sculpting, poetry, fiction, essays, reportage, no matter how well or badly, not to get money and fame, but to experience becoming, to
Mm-hmm.
find out what's inside you, to make your soul grow.
Mm-hmm.
But becoming, just that word, I think is like something that we would all benefit greatly from, just
Yep.
kind of
Yep.
doing, become. Don't all the other stuff is not important. I mean, in our case, um, web development, software creation is
Yep.
has specific use cases, but the feeling is very
Mm-hmm.
like becoming. It is practicing an art or a craft, and it's great.
Yep.
It's great.
I hear
Yeah.
you. I think that's exactly. That was sounded like poetry to me. What he said. Very
Yeah. Well,
nice.
Mr. Vonnegut was, yeah, he had a way with words.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, uh, it is what it is, right? I mean, you have to. You always. If you only do the things that you've always done, then you stand still, in my opinion, right? So, but if
Yeah.
you try to expand your horizons in any way, shape, or form, I think that's a good thing. And uh, the notion of actually sharing it, doing it live with like we do here on YouTube, whether we have a great audience or a small audience, it doesn't really matter. I think it's a good thing. We uh, of course, we make mistakes, we swear, or at least I swear. You don't swear that much, but I
It
use a
has
lot of
happened. It
profanity.
has happened.
And we are frustrated, but I think there are certain things that we convey to people, like don't give up, just keep on hammering. There is a solution to everything, as if you
Hmm.
only want to find it. You know, um, I think Qui-Gon, the Jedi Master that trained Obi-Wan Kenobi, said, uh, you know, uh, be mindful of the present. A solution will present itself. I think that's in Phantom Menace. There is this
Mm.
quote. Although I am not a Star Wars fan, I'm a Trekkie.
I
Anyway,
was,
but
wasn't
I
going
like
to say
that.
anything.
A solution will present itself. I like that expression.
Hmm. Hmm.
Actually. So yeah, and that goes for a lot of things in life. Let's see if a solution will present itself for our user authentication thing.
Yeah.
and mostly because what we had, the current state of affairs is hard to grasp. Uh, but if I think back on what happened yesterday in yesterday's stream,
Yeah.
we didn't make much headway yesterday, but we learned a few things, and the problem I think we need to focus on and hopefully make progress on is the testing process. Why in on earth can't we send off a proper request, post request, and
Yeah.
actually get it to work? Because you made it work in Thunder Client yesterday, right?
Yeah, a little summary. I mean, we were banging our heads against the wall. I today put on my coding hoodie, which means it's business time.
That's yeah.
It's
Now,
like,
and I have my
there you
Mandalorian,
go.
so I'm
People are going to think you're a Star Wars fan, my friend. But
well. Actually, I'm a Mandalorian fan.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's it. But so yesterday, when spinning up the Django app using manage PY run server, I was able to. ThunderCline is a similar to Postman, if anyone has used that. Send off a post request uh, with the JSON body to create a user, and I got back 201. That was completely from the Django API RESTful sort of add-on that we're using, framework, I guess. And that was nice, I guess, that we got that for free, I guess. But when we write a test for it and run manage py test, it spins up the database, but we end up, the way that our test is written now, we end up getting a 400 instead of a 201. We threw in a couple of breakpoints in our test file to see really what's going on, which I had not done before in Django, obviously, or in Python. And what ended up happening there is that we were sort of, it looks like we are creating a user successfully, but then something happens when we exit the application, and I'm not entirely sure what. So I think we should investigate if our test is written properly. I mean, I did a little bit of Googling just now, but we should probably get some inspiration from somewhere. And because I think you're onto something. I think it's the way we've written the test that is throwing us.
Yeah. I think, and again, open learning, folks. We haven't done much Django before. We don't love it. It's a very hard relationship we have with that particular framework. Just a heads up. We just got a message from Anya, a streamer on Twitch that we had a lot of collaboration with before. I think she's on YouTube actually.
Right on.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. How's you been? Hopefully you've been okay. I see that you continue to stream and learn. So good on you. Meet Max. Max is my partner in crime. We call ourselves the nomads of code, and you know me. I keep on learning, keep on testing my software, keep on doing stuff, and now we are stuck in a very murky place, in my opinion, because we decided to create a small project and work with a React front end and a Django API, because we've never done Django, and we probably won't do Django ever again.
No.
Am I speaking for you as well?
You are speaking for me. we've seen some yesterday. We banged our head against the wall, I said, but we also saw some pretty strange behavior. The saving of passwords in plain text, like things that felt kind of icky,
Mm,
and weird validation messages from some of the built-in functions that were just wrong. And so we're probably using it entirely the wrong way. But the fact that that's kind of where we landed when we started looking under the hood, for me, implies that a lot of the naming is not intuitive,
mm,
and naming matters. And yeah, I've been turned off of
mm,
Django
mm,
after this for
mm.
sure.
Yeah.
But never give up.
It is what it is. So Anya mentioned that she spoke about me yesterday. Oh, thank you very much for remembering me. And I did write an extension. I think I told you about this, Max. Back in the sometime last year, I wrote an extension to Cypress to be able to
Oh,
use extensions
MetaMask.
for the MetaMask. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
MetaMask
yeah.
wallet.
That's cool.
Right. And it wasn't perfect. It was a bit flunky, mostly because I am not that super duper into blockchain and
Hmm.
wallets and stuff. But it did work under certain circumstances. Uh, if I have the link to the MetaMask, I think I do. I believe it's on my profile. Let me just switch over to my screen and pull up like a browser somewhere. Do I have a browser open? I should have. Right. Let me just check that. Sorry
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm
right.
curious. I never looked at the actual. I know we've talked about the code.
Or was it?
Uh,
I don't remember if I put it on Craft Academy or Meta. No, that wasn't it. So
that
was
must
it
be
on?
yours.
Could be my personal account or on Agile Ventures. So we'll see. But I think that a lot of things that I did on that. So we used uh, I used Puppeteer, right, to pop open some new windows. So I combined um, Cypress with Puppeteer, and Puppeteer is a wrapper around the Chromium browser. So I had to use Puppeteer because Cypress didn't support opening multiple windows and interacting with them in that way. Well, you can always open windows, but there were certain things you just couldn't do. However, I think that well, no, Cypress. Oh, that's weird. Where is it? Where is it on Craft Academy Labs then? That's the only. Uh, anyway, I think that in Cypress 10 you can do this. So a lot of things that there it is. A lot of things that I've done before is not relevant anymore.
Mm, mm.
Uh,
It needs a little refresh.
right, right. So I'm gonna send you that. Right, Cypress. Right. So it's I am on a different computer, but I will. What can I do? Yeah. Well, I can open it here. Now, so I think you need to do a lot of other things uh, nowadays to make it work. Um, but Anya writes that she works on a blockchain startup. That's cool. That's
Nice.
awesome. All right. So you made your dream come true. You became a professional developer. That's awesome. Uh,
That's
uh,
great. Yeah.
that's fantastic. Congratulations. So are you working together with your husband or like a joint operation or because I remember he was into blockchain and things like that as well. Um, that's uh, that's really good. Um, I wish my wife was interested in coding, or do I? Oh, I don't know if I do actually. Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
careful what you wish for.
yeah, yeah,
Ask for what you want, but be
yeah,
careful what you wish
yeah,
for.
yeah, definitely. But I don't know. Are you still streaming, Anya? Is that I haven't been on Twitch too much uh, on stream lately. Uh, so good luck with all of that. And if you want to follow along while you're doing other stuff on our little stream and see us sweat, that could be. Yeah, we're gonna sweat today. I think we're gonna sweat a lot today. Won't we,
Yeah.
Max? Uh, we'll see how that works. Uh, right. Should we get started?
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you are so who was doing
I,
what?
I I was driving, but if you want to get your hands dirty, feel free. I
I
have
can.
it.
Yeah,
I,
there's a PR, right?
there's a PR. There's a
Let's
PR.
let's see let's see where we are. Dustin Craft Academy, and so we go to our Nouveau API. Gosh, I
Hmm.
really feel excited. You know, uh, um, I mean, I hate this, but let's do it, right?
Let's do it. Let's find out. I mean,
Right,
look, the worst
right,
thing that can happen is we learn something, right?
yeah. All right, so we're gonna fetch
Yeah.
Max, and we're just gonna right. So this is the one, right?
Yep.
Git checkout Max. No, to
Dash
branch. Yeah,
T, right?
yeah. Max user creates a project, which is not what we're doing at the moment, but yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in the environment. Um, I'm
That
in
you
the
are.
environment.
So you can run .manage py test, and you should see that failure on expected 201 to be 400, or rather,
Yeah.
yeah, the assertion error. Um, and you know, if you pop over to the test, if you pop over to the test, there it is.
That's not the one. That's
It's
not the
not.
one.
That's
Let's.
the
Yeah.
test users create.
There it is. Right. Wow.
Um,
A lot of commented out code. Yes.
yeah. So, I mean, look, we're not actually using that API request factory.
No, we're
Um,
not. We're not. Um, oh,
and all we're doing, oh, yeah, so just comment that out as well. So, all we're doing, right, is we are instantiating that little dictionary with some data
yeah.
in a nice format. And then we send that off using the dot post method.
Mm,
And we tell it that it's in the format JSON.
mm,
If you grab that breakpoint on line 16, comment it back in, and then move it to below response,
right.
just like alt down it, yeah, and now run .manage py test, you can look at response, and it has a bunch of it's got a whole bunch of
And there's no way just to run one single test in
I have
this
not figured
fucking
that out
setup.
yet.
Um, um, I let's see. Django run single test.
Yeah.
Specific test case with your app has manage the test animals. Uh huh. Okay, so you can use the test another test case test method. Oh, check out Django notes. Okay, I don't want to install anything else. So
Yeah. And I just remembered there was also that verbosity thing we could pass in.
since Django 1.6, you can run complete test case or single test using a complete. All right. So this is the syntax for it. Yeah.
How,
So it's a dot notation, uh, which is
oh, okay.
damn weird. But
Yeah, and that's very Pythonic, right?
right.
God, can't believe I
Let me
said that.
just
Ugh.
let me just do one thing. Export uh, user management. Oh, sorry. I just need to get this out of the way. Right. So okay. So it's blah. We are in
API.
API.tests. Okay. So let's see. So it's going to be API.tests, and then do I need to use storage tests. So it's test underscore
Users.
users create.
Yeah, that seems to work. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in the breakpoint. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, then at least we learned something. So response is this. Read something. I read stuff from time to time.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Very
Uh,
dangerous activity.
I know. That you need to say response dot render. Let's see if that works. Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah. And so, okay. What was I can dir response, right? That was right.
You can dir the response, but what I'm curious now is, can you check that we actually have the user we attempted to create in that test database? Can you do a objects
dot all, right?
yeah, as a function, exactly.
Huh?
Oh, I got rid of the user import in this file
No, okay. So it's Django.
because
So it's Python. So
yeah,
from
so you could
models
just
from API dot models, right?
yes,
Import user.
try that.
Uh,
Is it API dot models? Oh, it's oh no, right, because user is not there. User lives in Django, from Django.contrib.auth.models import user.
oh God.
Yeah, good times, huh?
Django. Keep it.
Dot
Yeah.
contrib, contrib, contrib dot auth dot
Contrib
mod
auth dot
dot
model.
models.
Okay. So now we can do user objects all,
Yeah.
and we have nothing.
Okay, that's interesting. So because we were able to, in some earlier iteration from yesterday, actually create a user.
Yeah.
And so what the heck?
Yeah.
Right, we were experimenting. We were experimenting with like, right, because we didn't we were writing the test as though there was no built-in functionality, but now we're sort of trying it.
Yeah.
Well, something must happen with the bad request, because when I'm putting in like that data in the .post self-client post, maybe it just needs to be formatted different, because a 400 is a bad request.
But what is request data? No, response. Sorry. Arrow the enter valid username. This value make it only that. Right.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, and do we have post? Do you remember this thing? Do we have this?
Yeah.
Nope.
We do not. But that enter a valid username makes me think that it's doing the thing it was doing yesterday, where it's like slapping the whole array into the username file. Like, we're not splitting up the data the way that with the 2 stars, for example.
Which means that we should do what?
Well, that is an excellent question.
Yeah, we can exit this, right? Is it exit like this? Right, it is. Okay.
Apparently.
Right.
Well, let's I think we need to find an example of someone using the .post. I mean, it's possible.
So
Like if
just to be on the clear side, I'm thinking, you know, and perhaps I'm overthinking stuff.
Mhm.
But let's just head over to the Django RF
Yeah.
documentation. Let's see, Django Rest Framework docs, right? And let's see, right, home, right, and we say API guide, and we go to testing again, uh, and we go to, so we have the, this is what we used before. We're using the regular client that comes with Django now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And that I
the
like what you
yeah, I'm wondering if we should, you know,
we
we
should
could,
bring in the API request factory again, I think. You're right. I
or
think
or this API client, because this means that the standard was for example. But see, for instance, and this is something that I simply do not understand why they do it like this. So they do create an API client, which is a variant of the Django standard client class. I understand that, but
hmm
what they should tell me in this section here or here, what
hmm
difference does it make? Why should I use this instead of the original Django client? Is there any upside to to use it?
I do not. Yeah,
Well,
they should tell you that.
they should tell me that. But however, I'm inclined to just do this. You know, uh, I just want to import this API client, right? And now I can set this up again, and I can just say client equals API client, right? Oh, of course, with parentheses. Uh, and then, do I have to say self client? Yeah. And now this will be using this API client, right? Or
Yeah.
just to make sure, I'm just going to call it API client, and just make sure that this is the one I'm hitting, right? This should work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. I
that's
mean,
good.
if it
It's good to
doesn't,
be
then
cautious.
the fuck, right? Anyway,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
There's been a
right.
lot of that though, so like
Yeah. So let's just run this little sucker, and
well, you're in the breakpoint. Look at the
right,
response. 400.
we got a 400
Um,
application, but it's a different response that I had before. No, no, it's the same thing. So okay, so I switched the client, and I gain nothing, right? Uh, Client API client login, so I can log in and stuff, but that doesn't matter. I want to see some. Show me some examples. Do you understand? Like I need to see some. Making request API client, right? Making requests. Yeah, headers and authentication. I don't care about that. You see, rendering responses here. You see, response render cannot access response content. You see, I don't understand what this is. There's so many things I don't understand. But let's see if we can access response content. Is there anything like that here? Oh, that is the response content. So is the response content is the same thing as response data? Yeah. Why? Why?
I I don't know. That smells like some legacy stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me just copy this. Um, I need to send this off to the community to see if there's anyone that would like to join. Uh, Channel more Django. Django. Right. So yeah. and 400 is giving us what? So status 400 is badly formatted, bad request, right? I'm having a bad, yes, I do have a bad request.
Hmm.
Email, username, right? Responsive post uses data format JSON, right? This is, I mean, I don't understand. Let's call this request, by the way, a request, and then we say response equals request content, and move this down here and just rerun this. Not that it gives me anything. Quitting race, right? So we, yeah, right. Right, so response, yeah, now we got this. Okay. And so, but request post, no. Okay. Data, yeah, that's it. But method, do we have method? So what do we have? I don't understand this. So we have,
Yeah,
okay,
just like going through all their.
client, close content, content type, context, context data, cookies, data, delete cookie. Why isn't a receivable serialize how to set cookies, right? Status code, status text, streaming, tell, template name, templates using variables, right? VCGI request. What is VCGI request? What is that? I don't know.
Um,
It's a post request, right? But then can I dir this? See if there's any methods that I can call on that little sucker. Content params. Look, we have content params. Path info, read, resolve. Right, so content params. Nothing. What if I just do post on that? Query diction, nothing. I don't get it. Oh my god. Oh my god. What are we missing here? And why can't we get back to the state where we were yesterday? Didn't I mean we did create something, right? I mean,
we did, but we did that by hand, you know. So we were doing it in parallel to the actual functionality of the RESTful framework.
okay. I just want to see Django pass, 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 or in function in method. Is it called functions or method? How to pass a value to a list? No, passing arguments from all. Or so, okay. So let's monkey patch of method. I want to see what this pass meant. Is it super or is it depending? Initial field return monkey return initial get initial
Hmm.
pass. Yeah. What does pass mean? What does pass? What is pass in Python? Python pass statement. The pass statement is used to as a place of a future code. Well, F. All right. So, um, okay. So that's not it. So, super. Let's say super in Python. Super function. Super class. Super in Python. Yeah. Let's Python super. In with Come on, get lost. Right. Super init with init self call super class. Super. A private super system allows you to avoid using a base class name which is working with multiple inheritance. Right. Right. So let's see. So in this not model, views. Right here it is, views, and we have this view, get permission, self. Right. So let's open this guy up again, and then we open up this guy, and then we open this and we close this. I just want to see, why do I do this? Because I want to see if this, no, actually I just want to see if this calls, no, I want to see if we actually stop here. So exit this, run the test, and we are where? On line 27 in the create action. And if I exit this, I should get the same error that I had before. And this fantastic error message is, you little shit. Right, so that's not exactly the same error, right? So this super doesn't really work here. Expected response. Yeah, well, no, it doesn't work actually. So this doesn't, it's not the same thing as the superclass in or the super keyword uh, in Ruby. So perhaps I need to call super.create. Right, it popped up actually, and so I need to do this, I guess. Let's see, and let's run this again. No response. Yeah, because it's missing one request. What? Positional request. Right. Okay. So request. It needs to get the request. I can buy that. Of course it does. Let's try it again. Yeah, and now we are. Yeah. So this worked, right? So now we're in the breakpoint in. Now we're back in on the endpoint on the test. Do you understand? So that this actually invoked the create method and passed in the the request that we're sending. So this is the way you use super in Python. But we need to pause for a second because
Yeah.
we have August with us.
Yo.
Yeah.
What's up, my man?
Yeah, what up, brother? I hear you are making taking the IT industry with storm. Tell us all about it. Tell us all about it. If you want, you can join our stream if you can. Not stream, but at least a Google Meet that we have. We won't see your face, but we can hear your voice if you want to talk to us. Let us know if that is a possibility. Then I will invite you to it if you have a moment or two. We would love to hear from you. And that goes for anybody that wants to speak to us.
For sure.
Anyways, we have this this what we do have this
life shortening problem.
Right. So let's open this one up and take a look at the request again.
Yeah.
Exit.
I'm just like, is it?
Yeah. Go ahead.
When we
I need to
when we
Yeah, so we have this. Just that. Uh,
Yeah, that looks fine. But so this create method, where did you put it? Is it in the?
in the user view set.
See, I'm worried about that. I'm worried about it because, well, but we had it working with Thunder Client, but I'm wondering if like we are trying to overwrite something that is built in. Do we override it? Is that why it's?
Not yet. At this point, since I'm only passing in the request, which is exactly what the built-in function will do. This is just monkey patching. Like we just,
Yeah, okay,
this is a
okay.
way to you
Peek at
know,
it en route, yeah, okay.
yeah. So we're not doing anything yet, because these two are um, are not created. But look, if we now do, uh, if I just run this command, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
That will actually, because we don't import user. Yeah, we do import user. So here,
Yeah.
yeah. So if I just do user objects dot all here at this stage,
Uh-huh.
uh, we have
Nothing
nothing.
in there.
Then I execute this little sucker,
Mm-hmm.
bum, and if we do this, we now have the real user, right?
All right. All
So
right.
we can clearly use this syntax to create the user.
We
Understand?
sure can.
Right. So why?
But um
And let's just do self action, and action is create. So perhaps we need to, perhaps we need to permission classes, get permission. Right. Yeah, 400
but
is a bad
but
request, as
the
you
issue
know.
is like, when I got it working with Thunder Client, I had that create function commented out, right?
Yeah.
Um
And look, I can make it work with Thunder Client too. Is my theory, at least, right? Because I have this create action, but I'm just calling super, no breakpoints. Do you understand?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if I now go to Thunder Client, what do I what?
You have to run what?
Hello, we're loading web view cannot register service with what? With further research, the document is an invalid state. What are you talking about? Uh,
Have you been installing a lot of extensions?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's see. Thunder
All right.
reload required. Okay. All right. Gotcha. So I have to reload.
Okay.
I'm currently working. Just thought I should stop by and see how you're doing. We're doing bad. We're not doing good.
Yeah.
I could
It
join your
sucks.
call if you'd like for a quick catch up, but I'm a bit ill. So
Oh
my
no.
voice. Well, we love you anyway.
Yeah,
Don't
get
worry
some
about it.
rest. Take it easy.
But if you, I'm just gonna pop in the link to you anyway. Uh, right.
Um,
And if you want to join, you join. If you're not, you don't. But we can always hear your voice for just a second. There you go. I think you see it now. Right. Um, right. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Yeah. Okay. So now I think I can make that um, call on the client. I need to start the server, right? No, but I just did it. I just did it.
yeah, you do.
But I don't really see. Okay, so my Thunder client doesn't work. But didn't I just restart? Okay, I'm just gonna quit this, and I'm gonna exit this, clear this, code this, right. Open this up, go to Thunder client, and now he's loading, and now we are good to go. I don't want to sign up for Copilot. I hate Copilot at the moment because they cut me off. They
They
cut
cut
me
us
off.
all off.
Yeah.
They cut us all off.
So managed by, what is it? Start server? What is it?
Run server. Run
Run
server.
server. Run server. All
Hey.
right. Yeah, we have a friend of ours joining us.
Hey, hey, hey.
August.
Yo, man.
Yes.
A friend of ours joining us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. How's it going?
Okay, it's doing
Yo,
good.
man.
Yeah, we're exploring the murky and slimy swamp called Django, and that sucks.
It's nasty.
Oh, I never heard of it, but it sounds quite difficult.
This is totally my fault. It's a Python framework to build web applications, and someone who's US based told me that it's still all the rage to build like really secure APIs in California. So we thought, let's try to do what the cool kids are doing, and we're
Oh.
deeply regretting it.
They are not that cool.
No.
So how's life, August? Apart from you being under the weather, about being sick, how are you doing?
I'm doing very, very good. I recently moved to an apartment in Gothenburg,
Awesome.
Nice.
and I've started working with a company called Humphrey.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So I'm currently employed as full stack, but I mostly do backend stuff right now.
Nice.
Backend rules, my brother.
Yeah, I mean that's where my heart is at, so that's what I want to do.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that.
Just love the problems and issues and just solving them. It's nice.
Mm-hmm. What
So,
can I ask about the stack, the technology?
yeah, so we are doing C# in the backend,
Damn.
which I haven't done at all mostly before. So it's a lot of new stuff, and we do cloud as well. So we work with Azure,
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft Azure. So that's also a bunch of new stuff. But we do React in the front end, so that's nice.
Mm-hmm. And was
So,
it
yeah.
hard? Was it hard for you to get into the C# and ASP? What is it? It's AS.NET, right? C#.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's all HTTP, right? But was it hard for you to get into what's going on and learn the new, the framework?
I mean, no, not really, because we did so well in the camp. So I really got learned the basics of all stuff. So it was only mostly syntax that was like the big things to get my hand around. But I mean, no, it's not hard at all. I really like it and really enjoy it.
Cool.
So yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Are you allowed to write tests?
I am. We actually do have employed testers. So we have built like a test environment for them. So we don't really do the like test-driven development as we did in the camp, which is quite unfortunate. I liked it. I think it was a better way to approach stuff. Build the test and then build the logic for it. But I mean, I can't decide every call in the work.
No.
Not yet.
Not
yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
So just a story about that. Me and Max, we ran a course for a company before the summer, right? And it was about Cypress, Cypress, and they had their developers, 6 of them, and like 6 testers come in and take the course. And there was, in each group, there was this head tester and there was this main developer or the tech lead. And so we showed them the in my opinion, I think I speak for Max as well, the fantastic tool of Cypress, and all the ins and outs. We had a good run, two very hectic days. But what the challenge here is that because we speak so much about test driven and the benefits of that, and for them they say, oh yeah, but I test and they code, and we can create test cases perhaps before they code. So I think that they kind of imply that they would love to use test driven development but still maintain the structure of having testers and developers separated from each other, but they kind of flip the flow, so that the testers actually write tests before, like requirements capture kind of, or documentation for what features to write. But it seems to me like like a not so very productive approach, or the flow would be very heavy, because you know how it is in development. You have to understand um, the inner workings of the system, or of your front end or whatever, in order to write good tests, in my opinion. And tests do evolve over time when you write software and implement features. So I think that the best way to approach it is to have the developer write tests as well, or at least in the sense of pair programming, which that you have one tester and one developer working together. That could potentially
Mm.
work, I guess. Right.
But it was cool at the end of that workshop, like I think we were successful because we could tell already that the developers and the testers were like aching to talk to each other and plan, like evolve their workflow somehow. And I think that's, we should pat ourselves on the back.
Yeah.
It was a very successful thing.
Nice.
And to that effect, one use case that I actually haven't thought of, but what they came back to us now after the summer and asked us if we can help them with using Cypress and the screenshot function to generate screenshots and images for the documentation of the system, right? So if they have an extensive test suite, we can open up a view, take a screenshot, interact with it, take another screenshot, and keep on doing that, so that they can use that in their, what is it, I don't know, handbooks or whatever, to end users, but also document the system the way they want to document it. So we're in the process of setting that up with that particular client. So that's interesting, in my opinion. But it's how is it in your place? Are testers and developers, like, as we say in Swedish, vattentäta skott between them, or or are they talking to each other? What's the culture?
I mean, the company itself is quite small, so we are like employed and developers are 2 people. I was the first one on like for the company itself. So they had a consulting team that built the stuff for them, and they wanted their own developers.
Smart. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're quite trying to build up our own team, and so we have 2 developers and 2 testers. But then we have the consulting team as well, trying building it with us. So at first we were quite separate because we didn't have anything that they could test, because they want to they want to break it down, find all the bugs that we build up. So when we code, we do have like test-driven development, in the sense that we write some testing and then build for it, and then they debug it and they just break it down as much as they can, and then we try to build it up again.
All right.
So we do test, we write tests, and then they do the more hardcore stuff.
Okay.
Testing wise.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
we're building up to that common sense where we develop together and have a lot of discussions and meetings, and vattentätt, as you said, waterproof communication between the teams.
Awesome. Sounds exciting. Whereabouts in Gothenburg do you sit?
So I live in Olskroken, and then the company is at St. Jörgen.
St. Jörgen.
It's
on Hisingen, on the island.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So you and I have to meet up for a beer or 2 or 20.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Yeah. Sure. Definitely. That would be so nice. A little bit of news from me. I don't know if I told you this. I don't know if that was a thing, but I live along Route 190 to Gråbo. From you go, yeah. And so there's this golf course, Gunnils Golf Club, and they had a piece of land that they didn't use because they bought too much and so on. So I actually rent 3 hectares of land from that golf course, and this Saturday I will receive my first live animals. I bought 3 sheep that I will
Wow.
receive. Yeah, and Gute for, those with big horns and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, so I'm gonna be a farmer.
Nice,
Yeah,
Thomas. That's great to hear.
yeah. Finally, I'm gonna get my sheep farm. So
That's so
I'm
nice.
so excited. I'm so excited. There will be lots of images coming your way, or everybody's way, because I'm
I'd
so
love
so
to.
excited
It's
about
like having a
this.
baby.
Yeah.
My family have some sheep over the summer in our
Mhm.
summer house.
Mhm.
Like we rent them. Kind of weird, but yeah. So we have them like for a couple of weeks over the summer.
Yeah, yeah. That's a
So I
very
mean,
smart move
yeah,
because they keep the they eat all this stuff, right? So I think it's a
exactly.
good way to maintain the
Um,
land. Yeah,
yeah, sheep are lovely. Sheep are very nice
yeah,
animals to work with.
yeah. So you're gonna have to come over with me and take a look at them at some point.
Yeah, I
Because,
would
yeah,
love to. I would love to.
yeah, that's fucking amazing. Yeah, and I also because I love coding, but I also love social interaction. So from time to time, I work at that golf course, and I mix cocktails and cook some food. So
Oh,
yeah, Wednesdays and Saturdays, if you want to drop by at some point. We don't. It's a very small
yeah,
place, so I really just do it for the fun of it. But
yeah,
it's great. I mean, we used to be neighbors when you lived with you in Lerum, right? But now Ulskroken
yeah.
is. So when did you move?
So I moved this summer. So I recently, started to live here.
All right,
Just got the
congratulations.
furniture and stuff all
Yeah.
done and paint the whole stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, right.
now I'm here.
All
Yeah.
right.
Have you
We have
seen
to.
Fraser?
No, I wrote to him earlier today actually because I wanted to catch up with him as well.
Right on. Well, Dorian and I are keeping Stockholm on lock, so when you come, you should drop us a line.
Yeah, sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, definitely. And Giovanni is also in the loop. So I met up with him last time I was over in Stockholm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
friends.
how's he doing? Is he doing good?
He's good. He's very good. But if
He
Casey's
hates his
watching, I
job.
don't want to speak for him.
He doesn't hate his job, but he's looking for a challenge. So right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there may be some news on that front soon.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Good. We should either, at some point, August, you and I could take a trip up to Stockholm, or we can take the boys down, and we can get shit faced and
That would be so
You're on
nice.
stream. You're
I
on
would love
stream.
that.
It doesn't matter. I'm totally open with my. I'm not even addicted to alcohol. I just love getting drunk.
Yeah.
Especially in good company. I mean,
Yeah. It's hard to beat.
All right.
Great.
That's very nice catching up, August.
Yeah,
Stick
much
around
Yeah,
if
it
you
was.
want. We're gonna continue to tackle this baby.
Yeah.
We are
Great, great, yeah.
in a very bad place. Yeah.
It's not great.
And
It's not
yeah,
great.
yeah. Great catching up. See you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Take it easy, man. See
Take
ya.
it
See
easy.
you soon.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye. All right.
Um,
So
right
I managed to get the great news from August. I mean, he's such a lovely
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
awesome. Really nice. Brilliant guy.
Yeah.
Um,
Right. So I managed to do a GET request to the local host. So let's do a post request, and we are doing what? We're doing username, right?
yeah.
And we
I
just
passed them in as a JSON in the body, but I guess you can try the query params.
let's try that first. Email
Yeah.
Thomas at mail.com, and then we say password, and we just say password. Right, and we send this off. This is the lowest hanging fruit, and we're getting an internal server error. All right, so we just do body, and then we say as JSON. Well, I can copy this from code, right? Can't I? From the test file, so I don't have to write everything. Where is the test file? There it is. So we're just gonna use this, and we're gonna say real user, authentic client. There we go. There we go. We go to body. We go this. We go do this. Can I format here? Yes, I can. And we're gonna say, just gonna call this one Thomas for the sake of it. Mas. You can spell your own name. Let's send this off. Okay. So let's not send these off. I don't know. Runtime error. Add projects. Do I have to have this or what? Oh.
Wait, you're.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Users. Right. Okay. Okay. Why am I getting this? Isn't that what you did?
500. Yes, it is, but I didn't have the create function open. I had it commented out.
Yeah. Well, okay.
So I think that might have something to do with it.
All right.
I think.
Yeah. Well, let's get rid of it then.
Let's just find out. Yeah.
And it reloads, so it has hot reloading, so I shouldn't.
Yeah, you should be okay.
I should be okay. Let's do it again.
Famous last words.
But I will restart the server too, just to make sure.
Yeah. Just to make sure. All right. So now you got a.
Oh.
Okay, but that's.
So this monkey patching didn't work. Okay. All right. So just do 2 + 2, and just do send. Right, and now we got this. What the hell? Well. Right.
Look at your. Will you look?
So it's not a problem. So, oh man, I'm not getting any smarter here.
Do usernames can't have spaces?
Username can't have spaces.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now this works.
Oh my God, we have a space in the.
Are you shitting me? Are you?
In real user, yeah.
Oh my mother. No.
Oh my God, I'm going green.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
God damn it.
I just went green. Okay. Oh. That sucks. Yeah, but with that you get the weird.
Yeah, which is like, why?
That's so stupid. Like,
yeah. Let's get.
It's almost like they don't want you to debug. Maybe there's something different than breakpoint.
Yeah. No, never mind. Right, so just get rid of this. I just rewrote some stuff here. I should go green now. Yeah. Damn it.
Good lord. Okay, so we learned a lot. And we didn't accomplish very much, but that's okay.
So if we just switch back to the regular client in my
to the API. Well, I think API test case includes, like when you do self.client and you have API test case, you are using API client or whatever, API test client. Right. So you can really shorten this. Yeah. Get rid of some of those extra imports too.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. That should run.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So, but okay.
Yeah. It goes green without the format JSON too.
It does.
It does. For me, anyway. Well, it's going to go green for you too.
Right. I'm just going to test one other thing because I really want to see.
Yeah, I understand.
So if I put in self here. No. Get serialized first data. Right, so you can't really monkey patch stuff, right? Super. Yeah.
Well, it could be by design,
Yeah, yeah.
or at least you are discouraged from doing it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's get rid of this, of course. But this get permission is use of use set get.
We added that, and I don't.
Well, what if I remove this
Yeah,
and run the test? Because right, so that is also not permission.
not needed.
Right. Okay.
I mean, we probably.
Right. Right. Because that, yeah. I mean, I'm looking ahead already, and we
I
have
can
this
tell.
situation that with the project, because this PR is about creating projects, right?
It is
So,
indeed.
right. Right. And we're not doing anything with the request query set, get query set, self get query set. Right. Okay. Right. Let's just run the entire test thing. Right. Okay. Git status. Right. Git ci am did nothing. Just format. Just removed a space in username and clean up code. Right. So git push max user. Right. Yeah. Right. So yeah.
Yeah, but
Did we?
heavy on the learning. Come on, heavy on the learning.
Heavy, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Heavy on the learning.
Oh, man.
Doing the create project is going to be, I think, a lot more satisfying. Because in a sense, I think you would. I remember when I was learning Rails, and we pulled in device token auth, which is an extended version of device. To handle user authentication, and we wrote a whole bunch of specs for our spec to like test every single scenario of creating a user and so forth. And I think you pointed out at the time that like you're writing tests that have already been written in the device token auth library. Like we were testing code that's not really yours. Like you only test if you change something, right?
Yeah.
And in my mind here, we change it. What do we change? We changed something in the serializer. Like we pulled in, we defined the fields ourselves in the serializer file. So URL, username, email, and groups. So so for us, yeah, to test the creation of the user maybe is superfluous. But that's assuming that it is being tested somewhere, A, and B.
Yeah. Right. I'm I'm not quite sure that we are testing this. Yeah, exactly. You're totally right. I drifted away a little bit here because I'm not 100% sure that I want to use this user, because I don't want to validate the username. I would rather validate the email and have emails being unique constraints and not the username as they have. Because that's what we do. We don't even use username on our in our system, and
in
also the
indeed.
group. Right. So I would. Right. Yeah. I would like to get rid of this. Get rid of this. But would that does that mean that? And also this render, we're not even using it here. Shit. The more we use this framework, Max, the less impressed I am with it. You know?
Maybe it's just a little dated. I don't know.
Yeah. And also this, I need to be able to monkey patch. You know, I need to be able to overwrite this functionality, because, like, for instance, I would like to be able to overwrite the user class, so I can set the for instance the uniqueness, the validations myself, rather than just blindly
Yeah, I get it.
rely on their own stuff. But I'm not sure if this is relevant. If I don't know if I'm just overreaching, or if I just don't see the beauty, because there is a different type of beauty in this framework than the one that I'm used to, or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe it is because we're using this full framework, REST API thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe we should have gone for just vanilla Django, if that's a phrase.
Mm.
And that would have put us more in a happier place, as more corresponding where we are at us in our thinking as developers.
Yeah. But then again, the name REST framework implies that you can use, you know, where is user here? Is there a user class here somewhere in this repository? Auth token, create token, authenticate, testing.
Wait a minute. No, this is built into Django because we're grabbing it from Django contrib auth models.
Okay, right.
So it's I take it back. It's baked in.
Yeah. So yeah.
And it's so weird. I'm looking at I of course immediately Googled how to use email instead of username for Django auth, and I land on this very nice article from 2020. And here they're creating like a separate users
model.
A model. They're creating a model manager. They're using something called base user. Oh God, what?
Django country. Right. So here's the code for the models.
Yeah.
Abstract base user. Look, they are.
Yeah, there's something called abstract base user.
Yeah. So we could import, because I'm worried that if we start to create our own user model, then all this is authenticated, and all these things will get lost, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they would.
Meta, right? Group manager, group models. So group manager, get by natural. So here's the group model, and then there's a user manager, and then there is the user manager is really. This is something we can inherit from. We can inherit from user manager, but then you have do we have a user?
So Django uses username to uniquely identify user during authentication. If you'd rather use an email address, you'll need to create a custom user model by either subclassing abstract user or abstract base user. abstract user. If you are okay with the existing fields on your user model and you just want to remove the username field, that's what you should use. Abstract base user, if you want to start from scratch by creating your own completely new user model. So abstract user would be the one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just like, you just change, apparently there you can change the variable username field to email instead of username.
Right.
Looks like.
Right. Look, here's the thing. On my screen now, you have this create user, for
Yeah.
instance, self username with extra fields, and e-staff. I mean, this is hardcore, tightly coupled to business logic
Yeah.
by default. Ah, I'm not so super impressed by this. Why would
Yeah.
I can understand this super user. I can understand that, but
Yeah.
this is so like. I mean, why not call it is member if we're building this for an association, or why don't we, I mean, this is so tightly coupled to business logic, to an organization like business, I,
Yeah. Yeah.
and also the name super user must have stuff true. What the
Well, when you look at the one above it, when you create super user, it sets to is stuff to true
yeah,
by default.
yeah, with permissions, right?
But ugh,
Oh, user get right, right, permission mixin. All right, so this is right, yeah, and also, yeah, I don't really understand why they keep everything in one single file. Why don't they use file structure to do this stuff? Uh, abstract user. Oh, okay. And now you can. So you. This is quite interesting that you can
yeah, this is
inherit.
the one we would go for. We
Yeah.
can grab that and extend it into, and what you do apparently is that you can then update your settings PY to point your auth user model to your custom user.
Mm-hmm.
So that seems so. So
Okay.
you still use the same imports basically
Yeah.
in your views / controller file.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's this. Here's the abstract user. So you have abstract user here, and he inherits from abstract base user, but also permissions mix in. So in Ruby you can't inherit from the two classes. Here you obviously can. That's the way I interpret this without being a Python expert.
But in Ruby, couldn't you just
You can
nest
well
the classes?
you can do mixins includes instead.
Oh yeah, right,
Yeah,
right, right.
so you wrap it in a module. So, but
Yeah.
okay, and so the abstract user inherits from abstract base and permissions mix in, which is in a way a weird name, but okay, well I do understand that. It's not that weird. And then the user
Gets
is
from the abstract user.
from
What else do
abstract.
they get then in the code there? It gets the swappable with auth. That just means that you can do something in the settings PY, I guess.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Other features and options with Django. Yeah. Okay, so abstract user is the one that, let's see, let's have a look at abstract user. Username and password are required. So it's on the base user. No. So here's where you set the requirements, right? Okay, this is it. Like you have the
There's the
validate
validators.
and
Yeah.
the username validator. Where is that? That is models, right? So that is here. Unicode username valid. But where is that set? Import uni in validators. So you have a validator here. Regex it enters a validator might contain only letters. Okay. All right. So yeah. Right. Looks like we have our job cut out for us, because if you want, so if we want to set the email as a default, yeah, as a unique value, then we also need to check if it's already, if you know if it's in the database. But we also need to check for validity of the email, right? If it's really an email, we can use a regex for that. Of course, there are plenty of regex that you can use, but we need to uh, we need to um, uh, write a custom validator for that, unless there is one. There isn't any. You understand? So we will have to validate that.
Yeah.
Right. That was an interesting stream, my friend.
That was an interesting stream, and well, in a way, we did at least solve our headaches from yesterday.
Mhm.
Um,
I have more headaches now.
Me too, but they are the sort of headaches that make you think instead of boil with rage.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, it it's not that you can't get in and change the things. You can, and you can point to different things in your settings py. I think I'm looking at this tutorial, and on top of what you just said, and having to work with this abstract user model, whatever it's called, you also have to do something there's a user manager function that we'll have to deal with. This tutorial actually seems pretty good, so I suggest we just rely on that if we choose to continue.
We choose to continue. We are not quitters, are we?
We're not quitters. We're not quitters. And if anything, if anyone asks us why we think Python sucks, we're going to have so many arguments for them. Not Python, sorry, Django. We're going to have a lot of ammunition.
I think that if we were paid by the hour, we will probably get rich.
I like that.
Everything takes time. I love rapid application development. I think that boom, boom,
but
boom.
That's that's how Django markets itself.
Or perhaps it's just us.
Hey, yeah, we're new. That's fine. I'm sure if you do this 10 times, you do it in a day. But like, to know that you have to go and grab something called abstract user model, if you just want to get rid of username, which again, it feels very early aughts. Or I guess if you're building like I don't know, a Twitch clone or a chat app, Twitter clone, then sure. But
so there is a package called Django Code Generator. We can generate a template and a project app, but manage by generate admin, create templates. Or you can create your own templates. See, because I love generators in Rails, right?
Yeah.
You want to generate a model, you want to generate this, and that, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think this is a very good generator. Read the documentation for more info. Create template. Yeah, there's not much documentation, so no, that was not it. Admin documentation, Django code generator. Right. Yeah. Code generator helps you to create code for your web application using Monday. Yeah. Right. No, that was not it. No. You're right. It was very nice to meet August. That was the best.
That was the highlight.
And it was very nice of Anya to drop by.
Yes.
And
yes.
If you want to push us out to your audience, we would love that, of course. Not that we are doing that interesting. Well, I mean, we are doing interesting stuff, but we're not making much progress. But we did manage to make the tests pass.
Yeah.
For
because
of a space. Yeah. Right. I think we're done, right?
Yeah, we're done. We're done for today.
I need to take a shower or something. I feel Feel free.
Yeah, I do too. I have the members of the board of the cooperative, I mean the bostadsrättsförening, coming over for a handover meeting. So
all right. Now, good luck with that. Good luck with the code challenge, and
thank you.
let's keep it up.
Yeah.
Refill some energy and get at it again, basically.
Yep. All right.
All right.